Take a moment and imagine this: the universe is not a fixed, rigid structure. It is not something happening to you. It is something happening with you. Science has shown us through quantum physics that particles, the very building blocks of matter, do not exist in a defined state until they are observed. They remain in a field of infinite possibilities, waiting for attention, waiting for focus, waiting for intention to collapse them into reality. This is known as the observer effect. And here's the deeper truth: just as a scientist's gaze collapses energy into matter, your focus collapses possibilities into your life. If your attention is constantly on fear, lack, or limitation, then that is what you bring from the unseen field of possibility into your reality. But if you learn to direct your focus toward abundance, healing, love, and possibility, you begin to create a different outcome, a different version of yourself, and a different future. Every thought you think is energy. Every emotion you feel carries a frequency. And energy, by its very nature, must influence the field around it. So when you combine clear intention with an elevated emotional state, you are no longer just a passive observer. You become a conscious creator. Think of it this way: life is like a vast ocean of waves. Infinite choices are available. Infinite realities exist. The wave you choose to observe is the wave that collapses into form. Focus is your surfboard. It determines which wave you ride. The moment you wake up in the morning, your attention becomes the currency you spend. Most people unconsciously invested in the past, rehashing memories, mistakes, regrets, or they project it into a future filled with fear. And yet, the present moment is the only place where creation truly happens. When your awareness is here, now you are standing at the edge of the quantum field where all possibilities lie. Your focus is not just mental, it is spiritual. To focus is to give life. To focus is to feed energy into something until it becomes real. This is why meditation, visualization, and gratitude are so powerful. They are training grounds for the observer within you, helping you hold your attention on the reality you choose to create, instead of defaulting to the one you inherited. So ask yourself, what am I observing? Where is my focus? Because what you repeatedly observe, you reinforce, and what you reinforce, you materialize. The observer effect is not just physics, it is personal. The universe is responding to the lens through which you see it. If you shift your inner vision, your outer world must reorganize itself to match that frequency. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the observer of energy. And with every thought, every feeling, every intention, you are either collapsing the same old patterns or choosing to call in a brand new possibility. So today, I invite you to take your power back. Observe with love. Observe with faith. Observe with clarity. And watch as reality bends, not to chance, but to your conscious creation. Because you are not here to merely witness life. You are here to focus it into being. Quantum principle, the observer effect. At the heart of quantum physics lies a discovery so profound, it shakes the foundation of how we see reality, the observer effect. Scientists found that subatomic particles, the very building blocks of all matter, do not exist in one fixed place until they are observed. Instead, they remain in a state of pure potential, like waves of infinite possibility. It is the act of observing that collapses those waves into particles, into matter, into something tangible. Now think about that for a moment. Reality, at its most fundamental level, does not exist in a fixed form. It exists as possibility, waiting for focus, waiting for attention, waiting for an observer to direct it into form. This isn't just a principle of physics, it's a principle of life. Just as the scientist in a lab influences the outcome of an experiment by observing it, you influence your life by the way you focus your attention. The thoughts you dwell on, the emotions you nurture, the visions you hold in your mind, they are all forms of observation, and each one carries energy powerful enough to collapse possibilities into your personal reality. If your focus is habitually fixed on stress, on fear, on lack, then you are repeatedly collapsing those frequencies into your life. You are giving energy to the very outcomes you don't want. But If you shift your focus, if you hold your attention on abundance, on health, on love, on possibility, then you are choosing which potential wave will become your reality. Your observation is the brush painting the canvas of your life. This means your reality is not predetermined. It is not rigid. It is alive, flexible, and influenced by your awareness. At every moment, you are standing in the field of infinite potential. Which possibility collapses into form depends on where you place your focus. Most people live unconsciously. They allow old thoughts, familiar emotions, and inherited beliefs to dominate their focus. Without realizing it, they are observing the same limited reality over and over again, and by doing so, they keep collapsing the same outcomes into their lives. The same struggles, the same patterns, the same results. But here's the empowering truth. The moment you shift your focus, you shift your future. When you observe differently, when you see yourself healthy instead of sick, abundant instead of limited, free instead of trapped, you send new information into the quantum field. And that new observation has no choice but to find a way to express itself in your outer world. The observer effect reminds us that we are not passive participants in life. We are not here to simply react to circumstances. We are here as creators. Every time you focus your energy, every time you choose where to direct your awareness, you are shaping reality itself. So the question is, what are you observing? Because what you repeatedly observe, you reinforce, and what you reinforce, you materialize. Your life is a mirror reflecting the focus of your inner world. The quantum field is infinite. It is waiting for you. It holds every possible version of your future. Your focus is the key that unlocks which version you will live. The observer effect is not just about particles in a lab. It is about you. You are the observer, and with your focus, you are collapsing possibility into reality every single day. Your focus shapes reality. Your focus is not a small thing. It is not just where your mind wanders. It is the steering wheel of your entire life. The truth is, where you place your attention, you place your energy. And where you place your energy, you create your reality. Imagine your attention as a spotlight. Whatever you shine that light on expands in your experience. If your spotlight is constantly shining on fear, stress, or what's missing, then that becomes the stage of your life. Those thoughts gather momentum, those emotions take root, and soon your external reality mirrors the very focus you've been feeding. Think about people who always talk about what's wrong, what's missing, or how life isn't working for them. Their focus is locked on lack. And because focus is energy, the more they observe those thoughts and feelings, the more evidence life delivers to match them. They unknowingly reinforce the very reality they don't want. But here's the beauty. Focus is a choice. You don't have to keep shining the spotlight on limitation. You can turn it toward possibility. You can choose to hold your attention on abundance. Even if your current bank account doesn't reflect it yet, you can choose to hold your focus on health, even if your body is still healing. You can choose to focus on love, even if you've experienced heartbreak. And when you do, you are telling the universe, this is what I want to give energy to. This is what I am choosing to create. Reality always follows focus. This is why two people can face the same circumstances and yet live completely different experiences. One focuses on what's wrong and feels powerless. The other focuses on what's possible and begins to create solutions. Circumstances are not the final word. Focus is. Every single day, you are feeding something with your attention. If you are focusing on worry, you are feeding worry. If you are focusing on gratitude, you are feeding gratitude. If you are focusing on possibilities, you are feeding expansion. The more you focus, the more energy you invest, and what you invest in grows stronger in your life. This is why people who practice gratitude often see their lives transform. It's not because their circumstances magically change overnight. It's because they shift their focus. They begin to see blessings where others see problems. They begin to train their mind to notice abundance rather than lack, and slowly the external reality reorganizes itself to reflect that focus. The law is simply what you focus on expands. Focus on limitation and you'll experience more limitation. Focus on possibility and doors will begin to open. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore reality or pretend challenges don't exist. It means you choose where to place the majority of your energy. Instead of feeding problems with constant worry, you feed solutions with faith and creativity. Instead of letting fear dominate your inner world, you elevate your focus to trust and vision. Your focus is the most valuable currency you have. Every thought, every minute, every ounce of attention you give is shaping the architecture of your life. When you spend that currency wisely, on thoughts of empowerment, on emotions of love, on visions of possibility, you begin to experience life on a whole new level. So ask yourself right now, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on what I don't want? Or am I focusing on what I choose to create? Because whether you realize it or not, your focus is shaping your tomorrow. The truth is, your reality is not happening to you. It is happening through you. And the instrument that shapes it is your focus. Direct it consciously, and you step into the role of creator. Direct it unconsciously, and you repeat the same cycles. The choice is always yours. Focus with clarity. Focus with intention. Focus with love. And watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. Thoughts and emotions as energy at the deepest level. Everything in the universe is energy. Matter, light, sound, even your thoughts and emotions. Everything vibrates at specific frequencies. Modern science confirms what ancient wisdom has taught for centuries: your inner world is not separate from the outer world. Your thoughts and feelings radiate energy, and that energy influences the field of possibility all around you. Think of your thoughts as electrical signals. Every time you imagine, analyze, or visualize something, your brain fires neurons, creating electromagnetic patterns. But your emotions, the feelings that rise up in your heart, are magnetic. They carry a charge that amplifies and extends the influence of your thoughts. When thought and emotion work together, they become a powerful broadcast to the universe. Consider this: if you think about success but feel doubt, the energy is divided. The thought says, I want abundance, but the emotion says, I don't believe it's possible. That creates interference in the signal. But when you align thought with emotion, when you think, I am abundant, and feel gratitude as if it's already true, you create coherence. And coherence is what influences the quantum field. This is why intention and elevated emotion are the formula for creation. Intention is the clear mental picture of what you want. Emotion is the fuel, the vibration that energizes the picture. One without the other is incomplete. Intention without emotion is weak. Emotion without intention is scattered. But together, they become a frequency strong enough to call new possibilities into your reality. Think of a radio. To tune into a station, you must match its frequency. If you want to hear music at 98.6 FM, you cannot be tuned to 101.2. In the same way, if you want to experience joy, abundance, or healing, you must tune your thoughts and emotions to the frequency of those realities. Gratitude, love, joy, peace, these are high vibrations. Fear, anger, guilt, and shame are low vibrations. Your emotions are not just personal, they are universal signals. When you live in elevated emotions, you send out a coherent frequency that draws matching experiences into your life. You literally magnetize your future. And here's something even more powerful: emotions are contagious. When you walk into a room filled with tension, you feel it immediately. When you encounter someone overflowing with joy, their energy lifts you. This means your internal state is not just shaping your reality, it is influencing others and through them shaping the collective reality. Now, imagine the potential when you consciously train your thoughts and emotions. Instead of letting old patterns of fear or self-doubt dominate, you begin to rehearse new patterns. You think thoughts of abundance and you feel gratitude as if it's already real. You envision health and you feel joy as if your body has already healed. You imagine love and you cultivate the emotion of wholeness within yourself. In time, your brain and body begin to accept these new patterns as familiar. Your nervous system rewires, your chemistry shifts, and what started as imagination becomes reality. This is not wishful thinking, is aligning your energy with the frequencies that already exist in the quantum field. The truth is, your outer world is a reflection of your inner energy. If you want to change your life, you must first change the signal you are broadcasting. And that signal is a direct product of your thoughts and emotions. So here is the question: what frequency are you sending out every day? Are you radiating fear, lack, and doubt? Or are you broadcasting love, gratitude, and possibility? Because the universe is listening, the field is responding, and your reality is echoing back the energy you consistently put out. The power is within you. Align your thoughts with your emotions. Let intention meet gratitude. Let vision meet joy. Let belief meet love. And you will discover that you are not just thinking about a new reality, you are energetically calling it into existence. The present moment is the PowerPoint. Most people live their lives either replaying the past or rehearsing a fearful future. Their attention is split between old memories and imagined worries, and as a result, they miss the one place where true creation happens, the present moment. Think about it. When your mind is consumed with the past, you are essentially reliving the same old patterns. You're pulling energy into memories that have already shaped you, memories that cannot be changed. When your attention is lost in the future, you are projecting fear and anxiety into something that doesn't yet exist. Both the past and the future rob you of the only real creative space you have, the now. The present moment is not just a slice of time, it is a portal. It is the meeting point where consciousness touches the infinite quantum field. In this space, you are free from old patterns and open to new possibilities. The present moment is where you can reset your energy, shift your focus, and choose a new reality. The reason most people struggle to change their lives is because they are never truly present. Their bodies are here, but their minds are running somewhere else. They wake up, immediately start thinking the same thoughts they did yesterday, feeling the same emotions, and taking the same actions. In doing so, they collapse the same reality over and over again. But when you bring yourself fully into the present, something extraordinary happens. Your attention gathers. Your energy consolidates. You are no longer scattering your awareness across regrets of the past or fears of the future. You are harnessing it here, now, where creation lives. This is why practices like meditation and breathwork are so powerful. They train you to anchor in the present. Every time you become aware of your breath, every time you quiet the chatter of the mind, you are stepping into the field of possibility. You are no longer bound by yesterday's story. You are no longer trapped by tomorrow's uncertainty. You are awake in the one moment that matters, the eternal now. Imagine your mind as a lens. When it is clouded with the past or fogged by the future, your vision is distorted. But in the present moment, the lens becomes clear. You see reality as it is, and you realize you have the power to shape it. Even science supports this. Your brainwaves shift when you are deeply present. Instead of racing in high-frequency stress states, they slow down into coherence. Your body's chemistry changes. Stress hormones decrease. Healing hormones increase, and your heart and brain begin to work in harmony. In other words, presence is not just spiritual, it is physiological. It creates real, measurable shifts in your body and your life. When you master presence, you master creation. Because only here, in the now, can you set a new intention. Only here can you generate a new emotion. Only here can you broadcast a new frequency into the field. The present is the point of power because it is the only place where change actually happens. So, ask yourself, how often am I truly here? Not lost in yesterday's regrets, not worried about tomorrow's outcomes, but fully awake in the now. Because the more you anchor yourself here, the more access you have to the infinite possibilities that surround you. The past is memory. The future is imagination. The present is creation. Step into it. Feel it. Live it. And you will discover the extraordinary power that comes when you are no longer lost in time, but alive in the eternal moment where all things are possible. Tools for training focus. If your focus is what collapses possibility into reality, then learning to master your focus is the most important skill you could ever develop. The challenge is most people live on autopilot. Their attention is scattered, constantly pulled by distractions, memories, fears, and endless streams of information. And when focus is scattered, energy is scattered. No wonder reality feels fragmented. The truth is, focus is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it weakens. But when you practice directing it with intention, it becomes a powerful force that can reshape your life. The good news is that there are practical tools to strengthen your focus, tools that align your inner observer with the reality you choose to create. 1. Meditation. Meditation is the ultimate training ground for focus. In meditation, you withdraw your attention from the external world, your body, your environment, and even time itself. Instead, you direct your awareness inward. At first, the mind may wander, but with practice, you learn to catch it and gently return it to a single point of focus, your breath, a vision, or a mantra. Every time you bring your attention back, you are strengthening the observer within you. You are training yourself to break free from unconscious thought patterns and to hold focus on what matters most. Over time, meditation rewires the brain, creating greater coherence and clarity. It teaches you that focus is not about force, it's about presence. 2. Visualization. If thought is the blueprint of reality, visualization is the act of drawing that blueprint in detail. When you visualize your desired reality vividly, seeing it, hearing it, even feeling it, you are focusing energy on a specific outcome. The brain doesn't fully distinguish between what's vividly imagined and what's real. That means your body begins to respond as if the future you're envisioning is already happening. When combined with elevated emotions, gratitude, joy, love, visualization becomes even more powerful. You're not just imagining a new reality, you're emotionally rehearsing it, teaching your mind and body to believe it's possible. This focus sends a clear signal to the quantum field, collapsing waves of possibility into form. 3. Gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most transformative tools for training focus. Why? Because it shifts your attention from what's missing to what's already present. Instead of observing lack, you begin to observe abundance. And whatever you observe, you reinforce. When you practice gratitude daily, whether through journaling, prayer, or simply pausing to appreciate, you are training your focus to see blessings where others see problems. Gratitude elevates your emotional state, aligns you with higher frequencies, and opens the door for more to flow into your life. 4. Breathwork. Your breath is always in the present moment. By focusing on your breath, slowly, deeply, consciously, you train your attention to anchor in the now. Breathwork also regulates your nervous system, calming the body and quieting the mind. When you master the rhythm of your breath, you master the rhythm of your focus. 5. Mindful living. Training focus isn't just about sitting in meditation or journaling. It's about bringing awareness into everyday life. When you eat, eat with presence. When you walk, notice the ground beneath your feet. When you listen to someone, listen with your full attention instead of preparing your reply. These small acts of mindfulness strengthen your ability to stay anchored in the present and direct your energy intentionally. The more you practice these tools, the stronger your focus becomes. You stop being pulled in every direction by unconscious patterns and distractions. Instead, you become the master of your awareness, choosing where to place your attention and, therefore, what reality to create. Remember, focus is your greatest power. Train it. Refine it. Direct it toward the reality you wish to live, because whatever you consistently focus on, you breathe life into. Shift inner vision. The outer world follows. One of the most profound truths about creation is this: the outer world is a mirror of your inner world. What you see there is a direct reflection of what you carry in here. Change doesn't begin with circumstances, it begins with vision. When you shift your inner vision, your outer reality must reorganize itself to match. Think about it. Every invention, every piece of art, every breakthrough in human history began first as an inner vision. The airplane existed in the mind of the Wright brothers before it ever touched the sky. Electricity lit up in the imagination of Edison long before it lit up a city. Vision always precedes manifestation. In the same way, your life is continually reflecting the inner pictures and beliefs you hold. If you see yourself as limited, unworthy, or trapped, your outer world will mirror those perceptions back to you in the form of repeated struggles, closed doors, and missed opportunities. But if you shift your vision, if you begin to see yourself as whole, abundant, and capable, your reality starts to bend to that perception. Doors open. Opportunities appear. People lie. Because the universe responds to the lens through which you view it. This is more than just positive thinking. It's energetic alignment. Your vision shapes your focus. Your focus shapes your emotions, and your emotions broadcast a frequency into the quantum field. That frequency draws matching experiences to you like a magnet attracting metal. Here's the key. You cannot wait for your outer reality to change before you shift your vision. If you wait until you have more money to feel abundant, or until you meet the right person to feel loved, or until your body heals to feel whole, you are reversing the process. You are letting your current reality dictate your vision, when in truth, it is your inner vision that creates your future reality. Instead, you must dare to see beyond what is and envision what can be. When you close your eyes and hold the vision of a greater future with faith and emotion, you are planting a seed in the field of possibility. You are rehearsing a new reality in the theater of your mind. And as you nurture that inner vision daily, you begin to embody it. Your choices change, your energy shifts. Your outer world eventually has no choice but to reflect the new inner blueprint. It's like adjusting the settings on a projector. The images on the screen won't change until you change the real inside. Life is the same way. The outer world is the screen, your inner vision is the real. Shift the real, and the picture you see projected into your life must shift as well. Now, let's be honest, this isn't always easy. The outer world is loud. It constantly demands your attention, reminding you of bills, challenges, and circumstances. But this is where true mastery comes in. To be a conscious creator, you must hold your vision steady, even when the outer reality has not yet caught up. You must learn to trust the unseen more than the seen, to believe in the invisible blueprint more than the visible evidence. When you hold your inner vision with consistency and clarity, the field begins to reorganize itself. New synchronicities appear. Unexpected solutions arise. What seemed impossible suddenly becomes possible. The outer world bends, not because you forced it, but because you shifted the lens through which you observed it. So here's the invitation. Don't wait for life to change before you change your vision. Change your vision and watch life transform. See yourself as abundant and opportunities will align. See yourself as loved and relationships will shift. See yourself as healthy and your body will respond. The world doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Shift the inner picture and the outer movie must follow. Empowerment message. At the core of all this wisdom lies one undeniable truth. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your reality. Life is not something that happens randomly to you. It is something that unfolds in response to your focus, your energy, and your vision. For too long, many people have lived under the illusion that they are powerless. They believe that their past defines them, that their future is already written, or that external circumstances control their destiny. But the quantum model of reality and the spiritual wisdom that aligns with it reveals something radically different. You are the observer, and your observation is creation itself. This means that right now, in this very moment, you hold the power to rewrite your story. You are not bound by the patterns of yesterday. You are not locked into the limitations of your past choices. At any moment, you decide to shift your focus, raise your emotional state, and hold a new vision. You step onto a new timeline. You literally begin to collapse new possibilities into existence. The empowerment lies in choice. Every thought is a choice. Every emotion is a choice. Every focus of your attention is a choice. And each choice carries the weight of creation. When you realize this, you stop waiting for life to change and you start choosing to change life. Ask yourself, what am I feeding with my focus? Am I feeding fear, doubt, and limitation? Or am I feeding love, abundance, and possibility? Because whatever you feed grows. Whatever you observe materializes. Here's the liberating truth. You don't need to control the outer world. You don't need to force people, situations, or outcomes to bend to your will. All you need to do is take charge of your inner world. Your focus, your thoughts, your emotions, and the outer world will naturally reorganize to match. When you live in this way, life stops feeling random. You begin to experience synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that remind you the universe is listening. Opportunities appear at just the right time. The right people cross your path. What you once thought was impossible becomes possible. And it's not luck, it's alignment. The greatest empowerment is realizing that you are not small, not limited, not stuck. You are a powerful observer, a conscious creator, a spark of infinite potential. And every day, with every choice, you are shaping the fabric of your reality. So the question is, will you continue to collapse the same old patterns, or will you dare to observe something greater? Will you keep feeding fear, or will you begin to feed possibility? Will you choose to remain unconscious, or will you step into the role of creator? The field is infinite. Every version of you already exists. The abundant you, the healed you, the joyful you, the free you, all of them are waiting in the quantum field. And the bridge between possibility and reality is your focus, your energy, and your vision. So today, make the decision. Take back your power. Stop waiting for external change and start embodying internal change. Be the observer who chooses consciously. Be the creator who focuses with clarity and love. Be the person who understands that reality is not fixed. It is fluid, waiting for you to direct it. You are not here to merely survive. You are here to create. You are here to expand. You are here to bring forth the reality that reflects the greatness already within you. And the moment you realize this, the moment you claim this truth, you stop living as a passive observer and step fully into your role as a conscious creator. Because the greatest power in the universe is not out there. It is in you.